During the olden days of my Xbox 360 arc, which doesn't feel like that long, but goddamn, I'm getting old. I always browsed on the store for new arcade games to grab. I unfortunately cannot do that anymore because they closed the store earlier this year. I am still recovering from that. But if there was one game that I always associated with the Xbox Live Arcade brand, it was Castle Crashers. Still one of the best beat 'em ups around, even if the humor is a little dated. The art style is timeless and the gameplay is seamless and addicting. There's no better feeling than a good old run of Castle Crashers. But this video isn't about Castle Crashers, but it is important for how I ended up here. Castle Crashers made me realize that beat 'em ups are actually pretty freaking cool. At the time, the only beat 'em up games I've played were like Golden Axe or Streets of Rage, which were fun games, don't get me wrong, but nothing I'd sink my teeth into, you know? They're kinda raw in the center, makes it hard to chew, you know? No, I wanted to experience more beat 'em ups through Xbox Live Arcade. Truthfully, there wasn't a lot of options for me. There was Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. I did enjoy this game, but then I lost the account that I had it on, and could never recover it. That sucks. The dishwasher looked like it walked right out of Hot Topic. It was fun, but wasn't something I was super into. Then I stumbled upon Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds. Developed and published by Mages, that's Mages with a period at the end by the way, and released exclusively on the Xbox 360 in February of 2013. Battlegrounds is a spin-off of the fighting game Phantom Breaker. Could you have guessed? I never played the original game, this was my first exposure to this series. It's anime-flavored beat 'em up with mechanics you'd probably expect from a fighting game and not a beat 'em up, on top of a ton of crazy shit you can do. You can choose between playing as the sword fighter Makoto, the shrine maiden Waka, the hammer maid Isuki, or the ninja girl Yuzuha, and venture through 7 levels to rescue Waka's kidnapped sister, Nagi, from Phantom and his minions. It's a pretty straightforward plot, but I couldn't ask for anything more because it's the gameplay that matters here. Like I said, you got mechanics more similar to a traditional fighting game. In most beat 'em ups, you usually only have like 1 or 2 methods of attack, either a normal punch or a special attack that spends resources. This game you have light, medium, heavy, special, and a whole bunch of other mechanics. You can do different special moves depending on the input you do. You can do super moves. If you're in a bind, you can activate emergency mode, which makes everyone get off you. You can activate magic attacks that will attack as many enemies as it can. You can air dash, you can grab, you can air grab, you can jump between lanes like Fatal Fury. I could go on and on about the layers of mechanics and stuff you can do in the game, but it's honestly overwhelming, and depending on the character you pick, those options just keep getting bigger. Because each character is built like a fighting game character. They all play vastly different from each other. They have their own unique moves and combo routes. This game has combo routes. You can air combo and do infinites and shit, man. It's like the developers wanted to beat 'em up that played like a fighting game. Oh, that's right. And you might be thinking, this all sounds cool and all, but with only 4 playable characters and 7 levels? Shut up, let me stop you right there. Beating the story mode on each difficulty unlocks more stuff. You can unlock an additional 6 playable characters. Not to mention, there were 2 DLC characters, Kurisu from Steins Gate and Frau from Robotics Notes. I'm sure that second title means something to someone. And to drive home the idea of it being a beat 'em up with fighting game mechanics, there is a versus mode that goes up to 4 characters. I don't have footage because it's kind of broken on Steam, plus nobody's playing it, but it was pretty active during its heyday, I do remember that. I did say it was originally an Xbox 360 exclusive, only for about a year though. Then it got a PS Vita port, which I got, and a Steam port, which I also got. I bought this game 3 freaking times. Sorry, scratch that, 4 times. In July of 2015, they released an updated version of the game called Battlegrounds Overdrive. It's the same game, but with a graphical update. I wish I could say there was more, but unfortunately the other changes aren't really worth noting. In my opinion, some levels look worse with the updated graphics and hurt my eyes. While writing this script, I just figured out there was also a Nintendo Switch version of Overdrive released in 2017. I wish I got it. Unfortunately, if you wanted to get into this game now, at the time this video comes out, it's kind of impossible unless you already bought it before. Every version of the game has since been delisted from digital stores as of March 4th, 2024. The reason? And that's right, they are remaking the game. And I still can't believe it. Like, how? Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds Ultimate is a rebuilt from scratch remake of the game in Unreal Engine 5 that's promising smoother gameplay, flashier special attacks, up to 8 players, updated soundtrack, adds in a buttload of playable characters. Like, you can play as enemy characters and boss characters. Like, what kind of game does that? And the visuals for this remake, man, I mean, look at how pretty it looks. The HUD looks so stylish, the animation looks so clean, the music sounds so good. I can't wait for this game, man. I fucking love this game. It's my favorite beat 'em up. I will probably make a follow-up video when Ultimate comes out. Subscribe if you want to see it, and please consider becoming a member. See ya.